How's everybody doing? My name is Alan Roberts. Back at you. I like the evenings a little bit more. So during the day, I get absorbed in the projects that we're working on, and I kind of just want to let the ADHD flow. So I just want to preface this with again, I am not going to try. I'm going to try really, really hard to be, I don't know, as blunt, but as well, just here's the thing. I don't want, for those of you that haven't been watching in the last couple of days, I don't want my content to be about individuals anymore. I want it to be about concepts. I want it to be about the concept of public health, the concept of healthcare, of losing weight, of those sorts of things. And I want to provide real world tools to help people because while I still enjoy, fat jokes and shit because they're funny. Their fat jokes are always going to be funny because they're as funny. They are funny for the same reason that bald jokes are always funny. They are grounded in truth. And it's funny. Like, yes, my head can blind you on a sunny day. It's the fucking truth. I mean, it like rain pours off of it after I've shaved it because it's squeaky, But the same thing is when I was a fat fuck, I could almost collapse going up a flight of stairs, even though I could squat almost 600 pounds in the gym every week, multiple times. But I want to start talking much more about the concepts, such as hydration, sleep, stress relief. But today's video, and this happens more often than people realize. I just hope everybody grasps this. But this video, we're going to talk about old man. Like he may not be chronologically old, but he is freaking ancient for his health status. Who had to get craned out of his house down in Florida, like down in Miami, I believe. They had to get a crane to get him out of his house because he weighs 600 pounds. They're out of his apartment. And I'm going to argue that society shouldn't accept this at all. I'm going to say some very blunt things. At no point in time should we have to pay for this man's extra burden on society. Like if you are going to burden society so much that a crane is needed, like they have to call in the jaws of life to collapse your apartment so you could be craned out of it. I'm going to argue that at some point in time, you should have had to take responsibility for your own healthcare and your own actions. Because realistically, and this is the truth, and what people don't like to understand is that sometimes the coddling is the problem. And on our society, I think that that's evident in many things. The coddling is the problem. People get coddled and then they feel entitled. If the man we're about to see, let's just watch the video first before I get too far into my spiel about all this stuff. Let's just watch the video first, and then we can discuss from there. Let me see if I can blow this up for you guys a little bit. You can tell I'm so prepared when I come to these things. This is how you know I just come here and talk. Like I really do. I just kind of say my stuff. I say the words. I say all the things, that come to my mind. That's a little better. But this is, let's just let it ride. Let's let it go here because what the fuck? Here we are. So this guy's getting craned out of his apartment. He would have to be lowered onto a forklift crane from his apartment. 600 pounds. If your gurney is a pallet, you've gone wrong in life. I'm going to, like I said, wow. I'm struggling so hard. I am really, really struggling because I honestly don't want it to be about just being jokes and shit. Because don't get me wrong, I'm gonna and yes, that sounded arrogant. If you don't like it, I don't fucking care. I had so many people in my comments saying, "You sound so arrogant." I'm on fucking camera for thousands of hours in the last 7 years. If you guys don't if you don't think I like to hear myself fucking talk, you're insane. If you don't think that I realize that, you're insane. So yeah, this is the rescue crew. Look at the people. Look at the equipment. What they had to do to rescue this man. from himself. From himself. They had to rescue this man from himself. So I'm about to say all the things. It was really upsetting because they need to be said. But that man should have had to pay for his own health care 100% out of his pocket 300 pounds ago. If people that size would have had to take responsibility for what they were doing to themselves and they weren't subsidized by the tax dollars and insurance premiums of other people, they wouldn't be able to afford to get that big. And everybody's like, oh my God, that would be horrible. That would be horrible. For who? To not be able to afford healthcare because you've eaten yourself that way? That's actually reality. That's reality. The socialist medicine we have right now is being used as a burden upon the population. And again, I know everybody like wants to call me a conspiracy theorist, but I'm going to challenge you to tell me anything I was wrong about in the last 7 years. If you can't see that by burdening other people, burdening the entire population with the poor choices, poor lifestyle decisions that in fact burden the food system to the point where we produce about 25 to 30% more food than what we would need to for morbidly obese people. If you don't see that then makes it so the healthcare industry makes vastly more money. 90% of healthcare expenditure in the United States is from chronic and mental illness, both of which can be avoided, mitigated, or reversed by lifestyle choices. They are diseases of choice. And I don't give a fuck if anybody, like type 1 diabetes, not a disease of choice. Type 2 diabetes, that is a disease of decisions. Cardiovascular disease, for the most part, unless you have some sort of very serious genetic anomaly, that is, in fact, a choice chronic illness. You have made enough bad choices in your life that you develop cardiovascular disease, especially if you're younger. The fact that we have teenagers that have type 2 diabetes, that is choice for 99% of it. If we made people pay for those choices, if we make people pay for those choices out of their own pocket, it wouldn't matter what the government wanted or what the insurance companies wanted or what the healthcare industry wanted, because you can trust on this. From somebody that was a healthcare executive, right? I ran $100 million worth of business per year for the healthcare industry. I helped write massive budgets. If you don't think it's about the money, it's not about helping people. It's definitely not about curing people. And I'm not saying that there's not doctors, nurses, CNAs, even administrators that aren't, in it to help people. But it doesn't help people. It doesn't cure anybody. Name the last person that you know that went to the doctor and got cured of their type 2 diabetes. Because I know plenty of people that have type 2 diabetes. Statistically, I know people that have type 2 diabetes. But my wife and I have reversed way more people's type 2 diabetes than any doctor. Well, than the average doctor, I should say. I shouldn't say any, right? So it is not about your health for them. It is about the profit for them. And it's not just me being a conspiracy theorist and looking at the data. It is literally me being from that industry. Not just I wasn't just like in the kitchen. I procured the contracts. I helped break new ground on buildings. I was an executive for them. I helped write budgets every year worth, again, over $100 million. That's just reality. They want you sick. They want you fat. They want you weak. And they definitely want you dependent upon them. If we made people pay for their own decisions instead of having the insurance companies basically make everybody pay for it, like our insurance premiums go up because other people, like a person like that he's going to pay the same amount of money out of his own pocket as you would, even though it took a fucking crane to get him out of his house. He's going to say the same, and honestly, he probably has already reached his copay because I can guarantee this: he's on tons of medications just to keep him alive. He's on tons of medications. So it's it's very, very, very clear, if you can't see it, that we need to stop coddling fat people. We need to stop coddling people that lifestyle themselves into illness. It's what's killing them. The concept that, like, we are even debating about, like, well, you can't tell a person's health by what they look like. Really? Even that guy? Like, where's the cutoff? Because I can tell you by looking at that guy, he's not healthy. Is he the exception? If there's exceptions, that means you can do it. And by the way, one of the very first things they teach you in med school, not that I've gone to med school, but I do actually have a doctor on the show, fairly regularly, and I've debated doctors. It's not like I didn't hire and fire doctors when I was a healthcare executive. So one of the very first things they teach you in med school is the physical assessment of patients. What is their skin color? What do their lips look like? What are their what's their physicality? Do they look tired? Do they look disheveled? What is their skin tone? Like those sorts of things. Are they fat? Because if you are fat, you are 100% of the time unhealthy. If for no other reason, then your heart only has a possible ejection fraction of so much. Like if you add 100 pounds onto your body and your body was only meant to weigh 150 pounds and you put another 100 pounds on it, you have literally 40% more body that your heart has to pump blood to. Get there fucking faster, people. It's moronic to even think differently. Like, you can't tell a person how healthy a person is by looking at them. Bullshit. And again, I'll point to that gentleman. You're telling me that I couldn't tell that he's unhealthy by looking at him? Seeing as how he can't fucking get up? This is the problem. This is why I'm not going to be talking about these fucking other people anymore. Because all we're doing is giving people attention that don't deserve attention. You know who deserves attention? The people that lose 150 fucking pounds. And I'm not saying that because I've lost over 100 pounds and kept it off myself. I'm saying the people that lose 150 pounds on their own and don't burden us by literally fucking making it so people have to pay more for insurance so they can be on the Wegovy and stuff. And don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking you if you're on that shit, but everybody realizes that the average weight loss on that is only like 14%. And after 4 years, it's only 10%, which means after 64 weeks, the average per pound cost is like $400 per pound on your insurance. And then the average after 4 years is something like a couple thousand. So please miss me with that shit. Miss me with that shit. Miss me with it. We need to stop coddling these people. Absolutely. So genes don't, that's exactly it. All right, I'm gonna take a little Q&A. Who I got? Tyler, how you doing? Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Good to see you again. What do you think about who would win a 100-meter dash? 3 people that I don't even care to fucking talk about no more. I would argue that just because you paid, I'll argue and say, if you pay, I'll talk about them. How about that? If you pay, I'll talk about them. I like that. If you want a question answered about one of these fucking behemoth women, pay me in the chat. What do you think? Who would win a 100-meter dash? Amberlyn Reed, Foodie Beauty, or Glittering Lasers? I'm going to surprise everybody by this. If it's an actual 100-meter dash, I'm going to say Amberlyn Reed. Foodie Beauty can almost barely walk, and Glittering Lasers would blow out both of her knees trying to show everybody she could do it. But there would be a big question whether any 3 of them would make it, because again, Glittering Lasers would blow out her knees, possibly have a stroke, and the other 2, I don't know if they could get to 100 meters. Just being honest. Now let's go to the live comments. Ed Thompson, how you doing, man? Good to see you here. Yeah, Estowell, I've lost 120 pounds and he won't listen. I've lost 120 pounds and he won't listen to me. Well, I don't know who you're talking about, but great goddamn job on 120 pounds. Everybody congratulate Estowell. Oh, my son's trainer has him drink Gatorade during his workouts. We got into a debate about how much sugar it has. He's 24, 275 pounds, and 5'10". I think you should get 0 sugar, but my trainer says sugar is okay. Your trainer's a fucking idiot. Most of them didn't know. Most trainers know very little about nutrition, by the way. Most trainers know the very basics, like how many calories are in stuff, especially if they're right out of NASM or something like that. But your son's trainer sounds like a fucking idiot. If your son's 275 pounds, there's a very, very high chance that he is already insulin resistant. He absolutely should not be taking in processed sugar ever. If any sugar he gets in should be coming from berries, fruits, even some vegetables. But I will also say this that you don't even need to get the 0 calorie Gatorade. Just have him put a sprinkle of sea salt into his water. Let's see. So, what's your opinion? Do you seriously think they should have just left him in his apartment with no one coming to help? I'm not. I'm not against it. Why? Like, he did it to himself. If people want to kill themselves, we should let them. I know that sounds very, very harsh, but honestly, he did it to himself. And I saw that you put he's a product of environment. He's a product of himself. He's a full ass on fucking adult. He's a product of himself. Should we have left him there? You know, I don't think we should pay for it. At the very least, he should pay for all. If he can't pay for it out of his own pocket, he can find somebody to donate to him. But we shouldn't pay for it. It shouldn't impact any of us in any way. If you want to fucking eat yourself to death, you can fucking eat yourself to death. I shouldn't have to fucking pay for it at all. Alan's so mean. Too fucking bad. You know? I was 8 years old when I found out Tyrone had a response video to you. He embarrassed himself further. That was years ago. Funny. Magnus, the victim mentality won't get you anywhere in life. Exactly. Honey Bison, what's up, everybody? Go follow mine and Crystal's illegitimate daughter. Alan, if somebody wants to get educated on nutrition, but not from the goofy places paid for by big food, what do you recommend about them doing about it? Do all of your own research. It's wild how, like, you know, people that all do their own research end up being the ones that lose all the weight, and then they're the ones that actually see it. So look up studies on ultra processed. The first place to start is just looking up how deleterious ultra processed food is for you. Once you realize how bad ultra processed food is for you, it almost puts you on a path to whole food diet anyway, and then you can go from there. But once you realize how bad sugar is for somebody, like processed sugar is for somebody, processed sugar is the addictive drug that we market to children in America. It's ridiculous that we even fucking ingest it the way we do. But it's everywhere. But also, if you just do the research on ultra processed foods, like, you will not want to eat them anymore. They make you stupid and fat. It's ridiculous. Lauren, I will miss your hilarious commentary about those who shall not be named. But I think it's awesome that you're going to start talking more about the concept of science. You know, the thing, and it's not like I won't ever make videos about particular things. If one of them does something that causes it to be necessary, I will. But I'm just not going to do the blow by blow anymore. I fucking can't stand these people already. I can't stand watching any of them. I don't watch Amberlynn Reed at all. At all whatsoever. I don't. I wish people would stop sending me her videos. It's so pathetic to even watch her. Like, the people that watch her on a daily basis, you guys need to do something else. Same thing with, like, hate watching Alexandra Rodriguez. You want to know the worst thing that can happen to Alexandra Rodriguez? Nope. If you hate her, don't fucking watch her. Don't fucking talk about her. You know what will happen? She will disappear. About 60 to 70% of all of these people's views and money comes from people hate watching them, and they know it. That's why they're rage bait. So fuck that. Don't do it no more. I will keep going back to, if there was a natural disaster, how would they get? They would be a big liability. Exactly. Hey, honey, happy anniversary, Honey Bison. Is it your anniversary? If it is, congratulations. A pension on collagen peptides. I'm thinking about adding into my supplements. I mean, make sure you eat beef tendon and fat too when you eat the beef. But yeah, it's not bad. Collagen is good for you. Added sugar ruined my life. It was extremely hard to quit. It's an addictive substance. It is an addictive substance that we market to children. Absolutely. Magnus is so upset that he only typed it in an H. I'll wait for you, Magnus. Give me a second. All right, here we go. Back to it. It's a free call. It is free. If it's free to call the police when you're in trouble, then people who need a crane for help should have access to one without cost too. Fuck off. Why? Why? That's stupid. That's dumb. If you put yourself in, if you do that to yourself, you should. They can call it. I'm saying that they should have to pay for it. By the way, everybody pays for it in your way. Everybody pays for it via their taxes, which is socialism and fucking disgusting. You bitch. By the way, Magnus, I always give this to people. If you want to give me your opinion live, here's how you can join me live. The only stipulation is, and the one that most of the time is the thing that makes it so people don't come on, is you'd have to have your face. No disguise, no nothing, your face, and we can talk. And you can state your case, and I'll tell you how stupid you are. Anyway, by the way, real quick, folks, here is the pretty much last call for our 6-month bid, our 6-month holiday special. Please do check this out. If you want to get daily communication, weekly video conferences with either my wife or I, make sure that you are focused on satiation, satisfaction, appropriate fitness level activity. Here you go. By the way, that's my backup channel, Alan Roberts Uncensored. Please go follow that just in case they boot me off this motherfucker. And big things coming. Big things coming. I'm on week 4 of clean eating, and I'm feeling better than ever. No longer popping ibuprofen like candy, and I'm down 15 pounds. You're my hero. Jeremy, great fucking job. Ibuprofen is the devil. It is very bad for you. NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, are extremely, extremely bad for you. Tylenol is something that almost nobody should ever ingest. Tylenol is liver toxic. It has been forever. It is one of the biggest reasons of liver failure in the United States, by the way. It's even more responsible for liver failure than alcohol. So please do stay away from it if at all possible. I just have to feel for his potential downstairs neighbors. No shit. This is what comes from normalizing morbid obesity. It's not a lifestyle goal. Exactly. Well, folks, I've reached about time. I'll be back probably tomorrow about midday and in the evening, but got big things coming. So make sure you go subscribe to Alan Roberts Uncensored too. I'm probably going to do a couple other stuff there. If they do rewrite the algorithm for TikTok, as they say they're doing, I'm going to start to do TikTok again. But we have some big things coming, and I'm very excited about them all. I hope to see you all very, very soon. My name is Alan Roberts. Oh, wait. Oh, you're very upset. Well, if you're very upset, I'm going to give you 3 minutes to come on and talk. But otherwise that, I couldn't give a fuck less, because that just makes you a bitch. Taking turmeric instead of ibuprofen. That's great, Jeremy. So I'm going to stay on for 2 or 3 more minutes just to see if Magnus can do anything besides be a troll and talk, because that's normally what they are. It's really fucking sad. Really, 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 really sad. Remember, Magnus, if you would come on, you would have to put your actual face on camera. So a video from my buddy John Bravo. So 1 minute left. Come on, Magnus. No, come on. I'm very upset. I'm embarrassed for your fucking father. Even if you're just trolling, I'm embarrassed for your fucking father. Just point that out. Like, I feel very sorry for him for the bitch he raised. Jesus Christ. All right. Going once, going twice, gone. Magnus, I hope to see you tomorrow. You can try to muster up enough nuts to come on again. But until then, my name is Alan Roberts. I'll talk to everybody later. God damn.